I started this project expecting to review another AI platform. I finished it asking a much bigger question. When AI can generate the first draft, what becomes the creator's greatest value? I don't think it's prompting. I think it's judgment. I think it's taste. And I think it's knowing which ideas are worth bringing to life. Technology will continue to evolve, but great storytellers has always started with clarity, creativity, and intention. The tools may change, but those principles do not.
Now, I already used Flova to create the full sponsorship video you're seeing in this episode, but I want to show you the workflow more clearly. Instead of recreating that entire video, I'm going to build a shorter version of the project from the ground up so you can actually see how an idea moves through Flova from concept to finished video. I'm starting with the same basic idea. Create a BI Studio sponsorship video. From there, I'll choose a Flova skill, develop the storyboard, bring in my project references, generate the shots, make revisions, assemble everything on the timeline, and take it all the way through export.
And we will not waste any more time. Let's get into it. So what I'd like to do is go ahead and start making a video. You have a few options actually for Flova. Here you can start typing. You could talk it in, which makes it really simple. You can add assets here, your images, your audio, your video, your text. Choose your models, several options. Also, you would like to look at skills. Later in this video, I'll thoroughly go through what each of these skills are and what they mean for creating your video. Let's go ahead and pick one. And we'll go with the humanistic documentary film. Now, assets, because again, we like to know what are we tossing in here. So there's a few things. I'd like to put in my banner. Once you have your Flova account, you have the ability to add these assets onto your page, so feel free to do so. So here, I'm going to add myself, of course, just in case. The Flova logo, I'm sure they have that. My banner for my YouTube page. Hey, you. The crest. Okay, so now we talk about what is it that I'd like to add to the video. So again, because I do have an account, I have created the plan. And here I'm going to create a cinematic 60-second video for you guys. Documents. So this is the plan. So what I want to do, you all, is create a cinematic 60-second brand commercial for BI Studio of Emotional Intelligence entitled A Human Advantage. And the commercial explores a simple idea where artificial intelligence becomes more capable, but the qualities that make us deeply human are becoming more valuable, not less. So I want to open with a sleek, near future world where AI is everything. Show people surrounded by intelligent technology, digital interfaces, automated systems, and rapidly moving information as technology accelerates. Shift the focus towards a human pausing before responding during a difficult conversation, someone recognizing another person's emotional state, a creative professional thinking deeply before making a decision, and two people connecting face to face while technology operates quietly around them. Technology should feel powerful but supportive, while the human remains at the center of the story. End with an elegant cinematic hero shot. So we say here that the final scene on message will be AI is getting smarter, should we? And then reveal BI Studio of Emotional Intelligence with a closing line where AI meets emotional intelligence. How does that sound? With that being said, we're hoping that it can bring this to life, right? So let's go ahead and see. Let's go back to our homepage. Everything should still be there. And by the way, C-Dance 2.5, it's coming. Every reason to jump on to Flova now. Let's see what we come up with. And anybody get nervous before you generate? It's like, oh my gosh, this is happening. But I feel like we have everything there. Well, if we missed anything, I'm sure we can clean it up along the way. So let's go. Okay, beautiful people. Now that we've tapped generate. Now we see things are happening. So it has our assets. It says I'll load the humanistic documentary film workflow. It uses a unified observational documentary approach. So it says our skills are ready. Great. Wants to review this. What's the cool part about all aspects of this is it just has questions for you. So you can answer questions. Let's go with the humanistic documentary. Only because my initial skill that I chose was a humanistic documentary, so we're going to stick with it and send. Notice here is building a storyboard, the key elements, shots, auto layer. This is all going to lay out here, right here in your face. It's thinking here, so it'll take a few minutes, but our assets media is in place, and I just can't wait to see what it does. Thank you. And this was going to be called the Human Advantage. So the video specs are ready. You guys want to check it out? And it lets us know here. In the case you'd like to make any changes, you can do so here. And you could also do the same with your skill. In the case you'd like to make any changes or adjustments, just go ahead and press the tab. But it's super thorough and super descriptive, which makes you feel like they're definitely going to do a good job. But at the same time, you want to take your time to read, check for errors. I'll just say next. Let's see how far that gets us. Okay. And enter. So guys, things are coming along here. We have the video specs. We have all of our assets. We have our skill in place. And flow. It's really hard to complain about AI when AI is doing what at one point we all would have thought would be impossible. And all of a sudden, when it makes these mistakes, it's hard to get upset. It's like, compared to what? Compared to something you could never do before, something that did not exist. So, give it some wiggle room to adjust and fix itself. Don't be so hard on it. I'm super grateful. So it says, I'll now map the film into a documentary style. Visual plan, preserving the supplied closing message and leaving room to reuse the existing brand materials, which is cool. Look at this, you guys. So we have our storyboard. And I don't know if you're familiar with how storyboards work, but to build out a storyboard takes several steps. And in just minutes, Flova AI has literally created the entire storyboard for me based on one simple prompt. Pretty incredible, right? Let's start at the top so I don't take you backwards. So we want to start with an element of a woman in a head wrap. And I imagine that is getting that from my original image here. Then it's going to go over to older man, design and architect in the mid-50s. Okay, a little bit of sunset, intimate neighborhood cafe. So we hope to see these elements in the actual final footage. So far, so good. There's going to be an awakening world. Ooh, it sounds exciting. I don't know about you guys, but I want to get to it. It says here, please review the storyboard, and when you're ready, I'll reuse the supplied portrait and brand materials where they fit, then create the visual references for the film. And again, I'm going to say the same thing. We'll copy, and I'm going to say next. On to the next, please. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know. You definitely have to entertain yourself in the middle of the loading process. So if you guys hear me get a little thrown off there, it's just the usual workflow. Okay, so what do we have? It says I'll now reuse the supplied portrait. Go ahead, do your thing, Flova. Do your thing. Some things are happening. The screen kind of shifted there. So we have our storyboard. We have the media in place. It's a cool image. And by the way, this is the real me. People often think it's an AI version, but I totally understand, and I'm not upset if you ask. Cool thing is, if there are any changes I'd like to make, it all happens in this area here. Right here. If something you like, you don't like, you like to add. We're about 2 minutes in here as the agent is analyzing. While we wait, let's have a look over here. We can actually edit these elements for each scene, which you can't beat. Super cool feature here. So you can add element, you can switch the element out, or you can tell Flova exactly what to do. We are about 10 minutes in from the original creation. Now, again, at what point in any video making process have you got to a point where you're generating assets within 10 to 15 minutes of starting your project? Nowhere. And that's not even to mention the script. Obviously, if you guys head back over to my workflow videos, I share with you a bit more about scripting and prompting and how it gets to the point to even have, document to deliver to a tool like Flova AI. As we look at this go, we see the assets that are popping up here. They're working on it. It looks ultra realistic, which is what we asked for. So upgrade, feel free to upgrade if you like to, but we're gonna work around that for now and see what we come up with. Everything's running so smooth. We can go to each image. Look at that. Very, very nice. I don't mind having coffee with this gentleman if that's who they decided to add into my scene. Look at these cool elements. And again, any changes we want to make, we'll dive in there and do it. Whoa, look at her. Okay. So I would say it's definitely, it nailed a version of me. She looks good. So look at that. They actually used this image here from my crest and turned it into a great slide for the video. I can't wait to see how it turns out. It completed the process. Ooh, it's going to add some sound, which I do not believe I mentioned in my original prompt. So thank you, Flova, for that. Piano string, which sounds great. Supplied head wrap. That's cool, guys. They made the reoccurring woman, which is myself, Link as a character, which, if you know anything about AI, that was really the hardest part in developing, is making sure that the characters stay the same across the entire video. Location references have been created. I also prepared opening frames to all 7 planned scenes, including the closing message. With Flova, they're just asking questions and decisions. We just have to decide here. So let's send it. So I went with 254 score and animate. Let's see. It's thinking. This is good. This is real good. Okay. Says I worked through this in 3 stages. Okay, so I registered the 7 video asset slots and write all 7 prompts, then generate all videos in one batch starting now. Awesome. And look at them generating. This one's at 8%. Well, let's make that 9. And they are coming along so well. I love this because you kind of see double here because it's showing you we created the image and then they create videos to go with it. All right, what do we have here? All 7 documentary style clips are ready in story order. I don't know if you guys hear that. I don't know, content creators, you guys know. When we're creating stories, things are scattered everywhere, and then it requires a particular order just for it to run and make sense. Look at what Flova did in a few minutes. Oh my gosh. I'm always so impressed as I'm even watching this because I know the difference. And to sit here, small talk with you guys, and this to be in place is really impeccable. So it says once you approve them, so I'll say approved next. How about that? Make me work a little harder. Okay. And send it. Okay. Go Flova. Oh, okay. So in just a few seconds, shorter than I expected, the timeline is here, guys. Let's check it out. The timeline has arrived. Okay. Should we press play? Let's see. Straight lines. Hey. Nice. Oh, is she going in for? Okay, friends. It was a vibe. It was a vibe. It was a vibe. I like it. Beautiful. Okay. I really like how that felt. Did you guys feel that? Beautiful. I thought it was really well done. So what I want to do, because while I do like it, it's missing something to really bring it over the bridge. So what I'm going to do is have a conversation with Flova, and I'm going to ask how close it came to the original script. Really nice lines, by the way. So I'm trying to understand here, because remember we're talking about like world of humans and AI, and then they're supposed to just kind of come together at one point. Not this kind of come together, but they're, yeah. I think it was well done. I think I want to just double check to see if it maintained that sequence. Let me see. Video text. Well done, well done. Let me see if I can add this back in here. And this is to create the cinematic 60-second brand commercial. I'm going to stick this back in here, and I want it to check itself. Did you do a good job capturing my original prompt? That's pretty much what we want to ask here. Because again, like, you do the work. You see what you did, and did you do what you do, and is it done? So that's pretty much what I'm asking it here. And this should not use credits in order to do so. But part of me feels like something's missing. Can't really put my finger on it. But let's go ahead and send this and see what we get back. Okay. So it's thinking about my question, and it needs to align with the original prompt. So if it feels like it's off, it needs to go back in and reorganize the storyboard and or see what else we need to add to it. We'll circle back in just well, see, I always say circle back in a few minutes, and boom, we're already done. That's AI Flova for you. So it says, I'll compare the completed scenes against the original creative brief. Good. Especially the intended AI-enabled world, human moments, and closing resolution. Agreed. Because while quality is top-notch, the visuals phenomenal, it was able to capture all of the assets from the library. Well done. Part of the storyline does not feel connected quite yet. So let's see what it has here. Maybe I'm asking for a lot within a minute too. Okay, the final cut is strong match. Okay, so they believe it's a strong match to the message. Emotional tone. Yes, I definitely felt the emotional tone and pacing. We definitely hit the time frame. The older man, the cafe. I love the cafe. The closing. Yes. Where it departs from the original prompt. Here's now where we're talking. The requested opening, an AI saturated new future. Yeah, like I didn't see any of that. Did you guys? What's cool is that it caught that, because I'm sure there's a reason why it decided to do something slightly different. The original arc called for humans working alongside visibly capable AI. I saw humans working alongside humans. The current cut technology is deliberately second rather than yes, I agree. Let's change that. Difficult leadership conversations, explicit emotional regulations beat are implied by the cafe exchange. Exactly. I'm not seeing that there. The roof scene, while it's beautiful, while you can see the wind flowing through her hair, it was hard for me to connect. So the rooftop scene, I love to see what they're going to do with that. It does not become the requested hero image. It's not that hero image AI feel that I was looking for. And the emotional intelligence visibly converging. Okay, the original direction leaned towards a premium cinematic commercial with dramatic lighting. That is a purposeful stylistic shift from the original brief, not a continuity failure. I do agree with that, because I did mention that a few moments ago, where I'm sure you have a reason for making these changes, but at the same time, when we make requests like this, I think it's important for you to follow. So in this case, I'm literally going to say, it needs to pretty much do this. It needs to show the human side much more clear than AI accelerated. Da, da, da. Okay, so here's one of my lazy modes again. Okay, I copied and paste where it said it's missing, and I'm going to tell it to do this. Wish me luck, guys. All right, what do we have? It says, I'll rebalance the visual plan. Now we're talking. So I'm going to say approved and next, my usual, and just see what they come up with. Let's work with that. Next. You guys still with me? All right, hanging in there. Oh, every single time. I'll refresh the 3 affected scenes so the visible AI moments feel present but still natural. Okay, look forward to it. We'll just say, great. Next. The final assembly has been updated. I'd like to see what the timeline now looks like. Okay, let's give it a look. Nice. Okay, I like that. The older gentleman, okay, he's drawn on an iPad and then he sends it over. I don't mind it. How about her? She was pretty interesting last time. I do like that genuine warm smile, although she has no coffee. And now she has coffee. She looks a little worried, but I like the expression. Okay, AI coming together. I like it. Great. I feel like we got much closer there. You see that it was like integrating with one another. I like that. Listen to that piano string. And it ends right on time. It really, okay. See, I like that. I feel like we got much closer to the script there. It was a feel, it was a transition going from modern time to AI time. There was some uncertainty on the character's face here that I did connect to. So while it did add the piano layer on top, these scenes actually have sound and audio, which is beautiful. Beautiful job with lighting. Beautiful job with creating that emotional, gripping uncertainty. I love what they did with the scene here rather than just have her looking over the city. Notice how they incorporated the AI screen. Love it, love it, love it. It brings it together. It tells us that as uncomfortable as it may be, it's time that we start to unite. The 3 scenes now make AI visible. I'm really happy with this final video. Here, we'll go ahead and export the video, and then you'll head over to the next tab when it's nice and ready and downloaded for you, and you can click here for your MP4 video, whatever works for you. We have our final cut, and I'll go ahead and play it for you all now.
Looking ahead, Flova plans to support CDance 2.5, subject to official announcements, by the way, so creators will be able to access a more advanced video generation model directly inside the same workflow once it's available. So if you'd like to explore Flova for yourself, I'm going to leave a special link in the description. New users will receive 100 credits immediately after signing up. Creators can also earn 200 additional credits for every successful referral. If interested in simplifying your AI production workflow, it's definitely worth taking a look.